Hold up. Wait a minute. Did you hit the like button? Drop some rabbits in the chat. Let's go.
Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, chit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. If you want the tea, come see me. Rabbit hole is the place to be for real news, not fake news. Celebrity news, breaking news around the clock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock, I rock, I rock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock. Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, chit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. True crime is my specialty. Exposing the industry. Unsolved mysteries. Sticking to reality. Fair use commentary. Talking about cults. Trying to get results. Exploring cults. Exploring. Researching. Debunking. Investigating. Being nosy. Super nosy. Being messy. Being shady. Rabbit hole news. That's me. The chick with ADHD. Unmedicated. But quite educated. Hit that like. Hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat. Chit chat. Hit that like. Hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Hit that like. Hit that like. Let's go. Let's go. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
Hi, everybody. Good morning, afternoon. Well, it's still morning for me. I don't know about you guys. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's give the people some time to get in here because I did change the time. Welcome. Oh, my goodness. Dr. Edwards says, quote of the day, you can spend your life drawing lines or you can spend your life crossing them. Ooh, I like that. That's deep. That is deep. Can we see this intro in the clubs back? Yeah, we could definitely, right? You're like, yeah, that's like clubbing music right there. Take me back to my clubbing days. Hey, Flo Joe, how are you guys? Oh my gosh. Good morning, guys. Shout out to everybody. You said I like to dance. Yes. Well, that's the whole point. It's just to wake up, be in a good mood, drop some rabbits in the chat, hit that like. I mean, what's the one thing that YouTubers say all the time and repeatedly? Hit the like. And I love that it's in like a song format. Hit that like. You said, had court today with my abuser. Happy to be home. Oh my goodness, Amanda. Well, I hope you were prosperous in your hearing. I'm so sorry. And yeah, man, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself because you have to, okay? And take it easy and don't be so hard on yourself, okay? Oh my goodness, Estrella Mom, you always coming down with the love. Thank you. Look at this. Love in the chat. Love in the chat. Thank you so much for gifting 10 memberships. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, wow. Y'all are amazing. It said, you make us beg to hit the like. Hit that. I just want to make sure y'all remember. If anything sticks to you today is hit the like button. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Hype. Share. Support. Super chat. Y'all know those good little things that y'all do to support us, creators, because we definitely depend on you guys. So thank you. All right. So shout out to everybody in the chat. We have so much to discuss. Welcome, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. Much is coming through today. So there was a video. Let's talk about I think Nancy Guthrie is going to take us a minute. So we'll get to Nancy Guthrie last, but we do have to talk about, let's start with Laken Snelling. Oh my goodness. Good morning. I just saw this and I should have added it on my thumbnail, but we got a mugshot. This is Laken. The new picture. This is Laken. Okay. Oh man. So this dropped and the documents, the charging documents dropped as well. Yes. Wim's like, I have a question. Can I give half of a membership? Do we only get half of Wim in the chat? No. Look at this, the mugshot, y'all. What do y'all think? Good morning, good morning. You know, so we reviewed this yesterday. It was very heavy, very deep about Laken Snelling. For those that are just now coming in, we were waiting for a girl to get charged. So we have her charged, but we have the charging documents as well. Let's get into this commentary.
An arrest warrant for former University of Kentucky cheerleader Laken Snelling. And this is after a Kentucky grand jury indicted Snelling on one count of first-degree manslaughter in the death of her newborn baby. Now, Snelling was first arrested last August after a baby was found dead, wrapped in a towel, thrown in a trash bag in her closet. The 21-year-old told police she'd passed out after giving birth, fell on top of the baby, and when she woke up, she reportedly saw the infant turning blue and purple. But then there was a further investigation, and it reportedly revealed that Snelling told medical staff the newborn had actually shown some fetal movement, made a whimper after he was born. So Snelling was originally facing charges like with corpse abuse, evidence tampering, concealing a birth. But yesterday's manslaughter indictment comes after the medical examiner determined the baby was born alive and then asphyxiated. Now, Snelling pleaded not guilty to the original charges. She's been on house arrest at her family's Tennessee home. She's now set to be arraigned on April 20th and faces a maximum of 20 years in prison if convicted of manslaughter. Podcaster Stephanie Pratt, host of Steph's Case Files, has been following the Snelling case since day one. She also knows Laken's mom. Stephanie joins me now. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Oh, shout out to Stephanie. She was following that one case where the mom and the mom's boyfriend murdered her 22-year-old pregnant daughter, and they took the baby out. Put him on in the chat. Yo, we follow that case, and they were like on TikTok, and they were throwing each other under the bus. They were doing all kinds of things. It was a horrific thing. That's why I remember her. She covered that. I was like, she had the TikToks in there, and the lady couldn't just, some of these people can't help themselves but hit the link when they see people talking about them. Oh my God. Anyway, so she's on this one too. Wow. Shout out to her.
I first want to ask you about why this indictment now and why for manslaughter, because I read it. And if I'm understanding correctly, you tell me if I'm wrong, there has to be an intent to cause serious physical injury or intent to cause death through extreme emotional disturbance or intentional abuse, and then it results in death. It's not like, oh, I fell asleep and I fell on top of the baby. It was reckless. It was an accident. This is different. What leads authorities to believe this? And again, why indict her now?
Well, we know after the second autopsy findings that the baby died due to asphyxiation of unknown means. And basically, they know that the baby suffocated, although they can't tell exactly how. There's a difference between murder and manslaughter. First-degree murder, there's intent, there's premeditation, there's planning. But with a first-degree manslaughter charge, there is only in the heat of the moment or under severe distress. And they note that in the affidavit, in the arrest warrant, that this first-degree manslaughter charge is because of some sort of duress in the spare of the moment decision made by Lakeland, which led to the infant's death.
And if these allegations are true, we're trying to get a sense of what happened here. So I understand that you grew up with Laken's mom in Kentucky. What can you tell us about?
Wow. So she grew up with Laken's mom in Kentucky. So she knows Laken's mom.
Laken, what can you tell us about her mom personally? What should we be knowing about them and their dynamic?
Well, I grew up with her mom in a town called Harlan County, Kentucky. It's a small coal mining town. Everybody knows everybody. A very, very conservative family. We did not have the same clique of friends as most high schools do. My family was very poor. Her family was very prominent. Her parents, grandparents owned 2 restaurants in the area, which was really unknown to me, at least. I didn't know, and none of my friends had parents that were business owners. So her mom, Michelle, cheerleaded just like Laken did, was a very competitive cheerleader. And we all, I don't want to say this negatively because I don't know. I want to make it clear that I don't know Michelle. I haven't seen her since high school. But there is a competitiveness, there is a willingness to have a certain perception about their family, which may be some of the duress that Laken felt in that moment.
Can I just amplify that a little bit? And to be clear, this could be speculating and you don't have to say it, but based on what you know, and I don't know if you've ever met Laken herself, but what are you going to be looking out for as this case progresses based on what you know of this family that may give some indication, if these allegations are true? She's innocent, so proven guilty. But if these allegations are true, what are you going to be looking out for the potential why here?
I don't have a reason for a why, because Laken has a very generous, supportive family. She still has grandparents that live there in Harlan County. Everybody in Harlan County knows the Snelling family and the Brackett family.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right.
So they know her. I mean, this is not, I mean, at least where seems like everybody knows each other. She came from a very, well-to-do family. It wasn't like she was with her parents when, she got pregnant and she had, this baby. She was literally in a whole different state. So what happened exactly? I guess that's the question that we have. You said it's got nothing to put a baby in a box and continue on with your life. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, what happened exactly? I mean, the girl, did she feel like she didn't have any options? And, I mean, what? That's the question, is the why. Why? Okay, so here we have Abby Blabby, did put out the documents that we were wanting to see, the counts. So she is charged with, again, count 1, manslaughter first degree, which is a Class B felony, abuse of a corpse, which is count 2, Class D felony, tampering with physical evidence, count 3, and concealing birth of an infant, count 4. So this is what the grand jury charges, and this is what they have in the narrative. And it says, on or about the 27th of August, 2025, in Fayette County, Kentucky, the above named defendant committed the offense of manslaughter first degree when the intent to cause serious physical injury to the infant, she caused the death of infant, or with the intent to cause the death of an infant under circumstances which did not or do not constitute murder, because she acted under the influence of extreme emotional disturbance or through circumstances does not otherwise constitute the offense of murder. She unintentionally abused the infant and thereby caused the death to a person 12 years of age or less, or who is physically helpless or mentally helpless. That's count 1. Count 2, on or about the 27th of August, 2025, Fayette County, Kentucky, the above named defendant committed the offense of abuse of a corpse when except as authorized by law, she intentionally treated a corpse in a way that would outrage an ordinary family's sensibility. I would say that putting a deceased baby, or a baby that's no longer breathing, inside of a bag with other cleaning supplies would probably be abuse of a corpse, for sure. Count 3, on or about the 27th of August, 2025, in the county in Kentucky, the above named defendant committed the offense of tampering with physical evidence when believing that an official proceeding is pending or may be situated. She destroyed multiple, mutilated, concealed, removed, or altered physical evidence which she believed was about to be produced or used in the official proceedings with intent to impair its availability in the official proceedings. So count 3, remember, she deleted a bunch of photos and videos. She took a video of herself giving birth in the bathroom in the early mornings. Yeah, so she deleted a video of herself giving birth. Yeah. Count 4, on or about the 27th of August, 2025, the above defendant committed the offense of concealing birth of infant when she concealed the corpse of a newborn with intent to conceal the fact of its birth to prevent determination of whether it was born dead or alive, and that is the indictment. Yeah. Thoughts? Opinions? Let me know. And again, shout out to Abby Blabby. This is the arrests, inmate number, everything. So she's in custody currently? Or did she post again? Or is this just a picture? Where are we at? You said it took long time to determine if the baby was born alive. Yeah, I'm curious of what method they used because I heard the first method was inconclusive. Yeah, remember I did remember hearing that. I think just like a preliminary thing they said that it was inconclusive. They couldn't figure it out. You said wasn't there another cheerleader that did that? There's been plenty, but the one that we're waiting to figure out is Alexi Treviso. Yeah. I consider my sensibilities offended if there is a baby that's in a bag with a bunch of cleaning supplies. I think that also the intent that she gave birth and then she took a video of herself giving birth, guys. Nobody was with her. How in the hell? I mean, I don't know. And this was like this would be her first baby, right? Like again, not really. I'm thinking it's her first baby. Huh? Nobody's there. You're giving birth. You took a video of you giving birth. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know about this, but yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this whole situation because I'm just baffled sometimes. I'm like I don't even know what to think. I don't. Mm. You know, it's sad, and I mean, she's with her family, eh, who's been it sounds like her family's well known in the community, and this is gonna be one of those cases that a lot of people follow, in Tennessee, and, I mean, I understand, but can you imagine? And I guess she knew her mom, and her mom was a cheerleader, so, you know, I just it's a lot of questions. What made her think that she didn't have any other options? What made her believe that she couldn't just, you know just quit. I don't know. Anyways, y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments. Okay. Now we are gonna move on to Nancy Guthrie because man, I got a lot of catching up. Yesterday I didn't talk about Nancy Guthrie a whole lot. Part of it is because it's like there's just what else? Are we just it's like day 40 now, I think. Day 40 now since Nancy Guthrie went missing. And I saw different things that I was like, okay, what do I make of this? What do I think of this? I guess there's footage of Nancy at her house. There's that. There's footage of electrical boxes. New clue, and this is from Ickmel. He says that investigators looking into the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of Savannah Guthrie, says a damaged electrical or internet utility box near her home raised early concerns that someone may have tried to disable security cameras the night she vanished. We have yet, like, there's just so much. You said it's very sad. I don't know how women can do this. Yeah, it's a lot to this. So are we really at day 40, day 40, day 40? Somebody, a damaged electrical or utility box near her home, raised early concerns that someone may have tried to disable security cameras the night she vanished. Nancy disappeared from her home in Catalina Foothills near Tucson, Arizona on January 31st. Authorities previously revealed that blood believed to belong to her was found near the front door, and surveillance footage captured a masked person wearing gloves and carrying a backpack outside the property that night. Because several neighbors also reported internet outage around the same time. Investigators looked closely at the damaged utility box as a possible sign that a crime was planned. However, officials now say they do not currently believe the electrical box is connected to the disappearance. The investigation remains active as authorities continue to search for answers in troubling case. I don't. You know what you said? Tampering with lines make so. Dennis Rader did that as well. Dennis Rader was tampering with electrical boxes. Huh. That's some that's some craziness, man. I just don't understand. It's like what why don't we have any answers? And like I said, it looks like, the news is a little bit like I just don't know how much longer Enton is going to be out there as well. I mean, I know he's been reporting and stuff like that, which is great and amazing, but what are the new developments? What are the new developments? Hold up. Searchers exploring with Jim's plans to search Piedmont County land today between Nancy Guthrie and Annie Tomaso's home. I'm going to join him soon.
And then, like they say, what is this? What day is this? Keeping this alive. I love it.
Let's spin the camera around and talk, because you have been here multiple times. You're back with the motorcycle.
Yeah, I'm back on the search for Nancy.
Lot of
JLR. And then, like they say, what is this? What day is this?
It's day 40.
Day 40. Day 40 on the search for Nancy Guthrie. But where is Cajun Navy? Where's Texas EquiSearch? Where's Piedmont County Search and Rescue? Who's here? It's JLR is maintaining the search.
Well, I'm
What's
kind of
going with
maintaining
Jim
just
is
what's going on
maintaining the
at the scene.
Dad's Gone Live, Righteous Monkey, and Arizona Searchers. Those are the only people that are maintaining the search. You know what I mean? So it's up to us. So just thanks to you for keeping this thing alive.
Listen,
and,
you came out all decked out.
yeah,
You got military fatigues and everything.
I'm on my way to search right now. I got a spot to go search.
You got a new
check in.
legs.
Keeping this alive. I love it.
Wow.
Spin the camera around and talk.
Well, there's that. But again, there's just, there's still people out there. I don't think that there's a lot of people out there anymore. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think it's going to be a good outcome at all, honestly. I'm not seeing that at all. Hey, Didi, Dennis Rader would cut the phone lines to the house. I didn't know that. Or maybe I did. I just didn't remember. It's been many years since I've last talked about Dennis Rader. Wow. Have I ever? Yeah, I'm not, like, I feel like I've heard, the MO and everything, the BTK and stuff like that, but still, it's just, I mean, he's one of the ones that, and then his daughter's online and she talks a lot, kind of her experience having a dad like that and what that was like, and then coming to terms with, like, all the stuff that he's done. Yeah, I've seen stuff here and there, but I'm also seeing, like I said, there isn't a whole lot of, outside of like Enton posting his videos, I don't see like how there was a lot of news out there, one after another, where it's like the FBI is coming and they're breaking through. We found more gloves. There's this and that and the other. I mean, it's just kind of slowing down. Let me know what you guys think. James says, I found a peacock in the supermarket. It was between the peanuts. That sounds like poppycock. Shout out to you, James. Thank you so much for this $5 super sticker. Thank you. Yeah, unfortunately, many months, there's only so many resources that they can expend. Yeah, expend to the terms of their budget. She is unfortunately probably not alive, and they may have other people who have a chance. Yeah. I mean, I personally, at this point, we're day 40. I don't think the lady's alive. And I hate to put it this way, because I'm not one to be like all negative, but what are the chances?
Be able to see what prosecutors, what investigators had to justify the searches. But so far, from what I can tell, they're still sealed. And even the lawyers representing those who were detained are also saying that they haven't been able to get their hands on them. But I was just downtown kind of looking into that. But I've got a lot to get to in this episode. First of all, just like this heartbreaking video of Nancy Guthrie that has now come out from more than 10 years ago. It's a Today Show segment. She actually taped it in her bedroom, which is just kind of creepy in a way that it's in her bedroom in light of.
Whoa, I hadn't seen this, y'all. This is her bedroom. This is where they believe she was taken. Wow. Yeah, they said it was an electrical box, then definitely a targeted attack, but yeah, like no ransom, no nothing. But see, Rachel, if it's a targeted attack, is she the only target? That's the question that I have. The other room gives you chills. Well, now we know what her room looks like. Damn. Right? Yeah, I hadn't seen it. I got busy yesterday, y'all. I hadn't seen this at all. Wow.
Everything that we know happened now, but also It just shows what a wonderful woman she is, and I don't want to lose track of that. So I'm going to show you guys that and kind of talk a little bit about it in this episode. Also, a lot of questions about Annie Guthrie's car. Remember, it was taken by police for processing. It has still not been returned, and I've got the latest on that and why that may be, which I'm going to get into in this episode. And then, one thing that has troubled me with this case, and I think is one of the reasons that a lot of us feel so passionate about it, is just because a lot of us have either parents or grandparents that we worry about, that we take care of, that have caretakers, that we just get concerned about, people we don't trust going in and out of their homes. So I'm going to talk to Maureen O'Connell, our retired FBI agent, about that. Some of you guys were asking me, like, what are some tips? Like, what do we do to make sure that our parents stay safe, that our grandparents stay safe with all of these helpers around?
Yeah.
And Maureen is literally the perfect person for that. So I'm going to talk to her about that. And then also some new information. There's been this controversy with the sheriff here in Pima County about his resume. Kind of mentioned it the other day, but there were some errors in his resume that have now come out. Local newspaper did a big story on it. The sheriff is now reacting. So I'll get into all of it in this episode of Brian Ensign Investigates. All right, hey guys. Yeah, so I'm in downtown Tucson today, which it's actually pretty cool in some parts. I spent a lot of time here over the last month just since I've been here. It's like 20 minutes from Nancy Guthrie's house. She kind of lives outside of town, obviously up near the foothills. But it's like everything feels like it's 20 minutes in Tucson. And that's funny. Some of the locals have told me that too. Like, it takes 20 minutes to get everywhere in Tucson. But a lot to get to in this episode. I wanted to start though with this clip. And I don't know why it really, I don't know, it made me feel emotional seeing it. Because we had all seen the recent clip when Savannah Guthrie went around Tucson with her mom. It was like this whole Today Show coming back to Tucson segment. And that one's gone pretty viral since Nancy went missing. And I told you guys, they even went back to some of the places that they visited, like the Mexican restaurant. And I was told that the FBI has even been there sort of investigating because they went there as part of that segment. And at the Mexican restaurant, they were telling me that the FBI came by and said, was there anyone here who looked suspicious when Savannah was here filming with her mom? Anyone who wanted to take pictures or who got angry or who was lingering around in a creepy way? So I know that was part of the investigation. And that clip, again, I think we've all seen by now, that recent clip where she went through Tucson with her mom. But there's this clip, it's from 2013. So this was a while ago. This is more than 10 years ago. Again, from the Today Show, though, where Savannah had her mom on, and it's just so weird because the clip is actually shot in her mom's bedroom, and she was still in that. I mean, she was in that house since the 90s. Ooh. So, it's the same bedroom that she was, likely abducted from. And
the thing is like, okay, I go back to the why. And if she was targeted, and somebody said in the chat too, like, well, if it was the electrical box, right, that there was a reason why that one, why it was destroyed. Are we ever going to find out? That's the question. 40 days now?
She is kind of showing how to make a bed, but it's just, I don't know, you guys will watch it right now. It just shows what a wonderful woman she is, I think, and the relationship that she had with Savannah. And I just wanted to kind of play the full thing for you guys, because I think sometimes I at least get so wrapped up in the investigation that I lose track of sometimes the human side of it, just by nature of like running around all day. And then I see something like this and it just really hits home. So take a look at this.
My mom is up early in Tucson, Arizona. Nancy Guthrie joins us now. Hi, Mom. Good morning.
Hi, Savannah.
Well,
Hi, everybody.
I see that you've already made your bed, even though it's 3 a.m. there or whatever. Mom, why was this an important skill to teach me?
Well, I think everybody needs to know how to make a bed. And so when the time came to teach you guys how to make a bed, this is what I tried to teach you anyway.
This is not just your standard.
This is really sad. I'm sorry. Like, that is just so sad to see that, honestly.
Bed making. This is the hospital corners bed making. We're talking you can bounce a quarter off of it, right, Nancy?
Natalie, don't put me to the test. It's way too early.
She's backing off. Nancy, I just want to know how difficult Savannah was when you tried to teach her this. How much screaming and stomping her feet was involved?
All three of the kids thought it was a really worthless skill.
Oh yeah, nice.
But to this day, you make your bed exactly this way, don't you?
Well, I don't make my bed technically. I just gotta leave it.
That's a legal term.
Are there bed elves that come in?
No, I mean I'm a little intermittent, and sometimes I just shove the sheets and throw the comforter over it. Mom, You're not listening to this, right? But if I had to, in a pinch, make a hospital bed, I think I could because of this delightful skill that my mom.
I think you can't have an organized mind if you don't have an organized bed.
You already get a good start to the day.
Yeah. So how do we do it?
So, Mom, first you show everybody how to do it, okay, and then you can judge how we do it.
Okay.
No, this is like, why her? That's the question: is why her? Why someone's mother, an 84-year-old woman who health wise, I mean, she was okay, but she required, she needed to take medication and she couldn't walk long distance. There's something is not making sense about this. And maybe the only thing I think about is that maybe she was the target because it's her. Because people would be kind of wondering about this too. Like they're going to be asking, they're going to want attention. And the person that did this got what they wanted, right? They got the attention to the situation and are still getting it. But the ultimate question is, but why? What do they gain? If it wasn't money, or maybe it was at some point and then it's not. It really doesn't make sense. He says she's like the perfect yeah, she really is like the perfect kind of American, mom, raising her kids, doing what she has to do, living in the same house for so many years. Even if she was targeted, it still doesn't make sense. It's very disheartening. Absolutely. Yeah, she said, I'm super behind. No worries, no worries. Ack, shout out to you. You said some deviant psychopath wanted to be part of that family in some sick, twisted way. Nancy on the show often may have facilitated that. And I don't know, but it just stinks. I agree. Absolutely nothing makes sense about this case. No. But they were watching her. They knew what was going on. And you know what's so interesting? Brian even Enton said that something about the people, checking on the people that take care of your parents too is like another thing. Maybe they had been watching her for a while and she just got picked. But why? Why?
Hey, that sounds like a plan. Well, basically, since my bed's already made, the most important thing you have to do is to make sure this top sheet is really pulled in here tightly, because that's going to give you your smooth corner.
And the tuck under.
Then you pull this over, and you make kind of like a triangle.
I remember
with your
that.
top
Don't
sheet.
get started yet.
And then,
I'm not getting started. When do you make
and then
the
you tuck it
triangle?
under as tightly as you can. But here's the little skill. See this nice corner?
Yeah.
You want to make sure that's as tight as can be.
Okay.
Tuck it in.
She's literally making her bed, y'all. Oh my gosh. And you could tell this is definite. Look at, she's got, is that a DVD player on the floor? She's got like DVD players on the floor. 2013 people were still using DVDs. Are you guys still using DVDs now? Because I don't feel like I use DVDs anymore.
And you keep cookies in
Then
there.
when you sleep, there you go.
And then
So when you sleep in the middle of the night, it doesn't pull out.
All right, we're going to try it real quick.
Here we
Here's
go.
the first thing.
How do
Look
you
at
do
the
that?
monitor. Nancy, David, you're doing it all wrong. Okay, so you're
We're doing
Flip
the
this
bed.
over. Is it easier to do it that way, where you just kind of...
And the flowers are still standing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you good. Yes. Oh, Natalie can do it. Even she's got a broken hand and she still does it.
Father in the military too.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, they're doing. It is funny that they're doing their beds. Yeah, she was proud, like of what she taught them. I mean, it's a skill set. There's things that you kind of learn from your parents and you take on. He said, I think they did want money, but something went wrong. Yeah. Vic, you still have DVDs? I don't have DVDs. Maybe I do, but I haven't played them in years. I haven't. You said you recycled your DVDs. I stream everything. If I want to watch a movie and I have a movie in mind, it's everywhere, you know? T. Maria's like, dang, I have been making my bed wrong. Girl, me too. We used to, my mom has those, some of y'all can relate, those heavy swap meet, they call it the flea market too, blankets with like they're great for the winter, but they're so heavy. And we used to, I have some of those still. We used to use them, but they were like so heavy to like make your bed with. It's impossible. Anyways, you still got VHS? I have like 2 or 3, but I don't have a lot. You have your VHS tapes? You don't buy them? Oh man. Anyways.
Dude, check it out, Mom. Look at Natalie's. It's quite excellent.
Corner and the tuck.
Yeah. What do you think, Mom?
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. How's this corner?
And Natalie's is wonderful.
When I get
Don't
the
David wrong.
We show David's.
I'll come over and make Savannah's bed for her.
David,
Nancy.
Come on. You've never made a bed in your life, have you?
No, I think that's pretty good. You just kind of...
Wow.
Total fit.
Nancy, he needs
Oh,
help.
well,
Well, see, that's because
Oh, there.
for
That's
David,
all
this
right.
would be
He's
a
pulling
toy
it up.
bed.
That's good.
That's
There
the
you
problem
go.
is that it just, well, this is pretty long, actually.
Now your shirt's untucked. Can you tuck that?
Scoot over, David. I'm joining you.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry.
Mom, thank you so much. It's so good to see you. Thanks for coming on the show. I know
What
it's
is
early
this
there.
Honey,
Thank
it's
you.
really early.
Yeah. Dude,
It's just so sad, dude. But like, now that we see we're watching inside of her bedroom, there's a window right there. A girl named Unlucky. Thank you so much for the 999. This was odd to me. They made us make our beds like this every morning, every single morning in New Mexico Police Academy. Really? Just like the way that she's making it. It's a very interesting way to make your bed. I used to have to make my bed like that too at some point. Like the sheets have to be triangle and folded and everything. Yeah. Thank you, A girl, for the super sticker. Guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. You said I work in a hospital and I can make beds. I can't make beds to save my life. It's something else. I guess it's like a skill set, you know? And that's all I have to contribute this week. Oh, hey girl, thank you so much. Well, I just appreciate it. If you hit the like button, you make me happy, okay? We did have our VHS tapes. Y'all talk about VHS. Yeah, but this is kind of sad to see, honestly. And then not only that, but it's like right in her bedroom, y'all.
Bye.
Now you can get
Bye,
back in that
everybody.
bed that you
I'll
made
teach
so
you a skill.
beautifully. It's called napping when you get up at these hours. It's a good one to have. Love
She's
you,
a
Mom.
parent.
So really just heartfelt. Again, I think it comes through what an amazing woman Nancy Guthrie is.
Yeah.
And it calls into question. I mean, some of these segments that were done, that one showing the inside of her bedroom, the other segment, kind of Savannah Guthrie's homecoming to Tucson. It just makes you wonder, it goes back to the Savannah stalker theory. Is it possible that there's someone who saw these segments and that may have had something to do with everything that happened? Again, we don't know that yet, but I think it is a possibility based on everyone who I've talked to and all of the retired FBI agents that I've talked to, that this could be someone who was obsessed with Savannah and who may have gone back and, looked at some of these things that exist online. So I think it's something worth considering. Another new update, a lot of you guys, one of the biggest questions I get is what happened to Annie Guthrie's car. We know that Annie Guthrie, of course, Savannah's sister, that her car was towed from their house by law enforcement early on in the investigation. Now, a reminder, the sheriff has totally cleared everyone in the family, Annie Guthrie, Tommaso, her husband, and said that they have nothing to do with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. But it has been...
now there's not a lot of people out there. I mean, there's people, but it's not like what it was the first couple of weeks, guys. I mean, it's cleared a lot.
I'm curious where the car is because they towed the car early on and the car still has not been returned. And the latest from the sheriff's office is they're saying the car connected to the Nancy Guthrie investigation is set to be returned to the family soon. That is what the sheriff's office is saying. That they still hold a Honda belonging to Annie Guthrie. It is in the process of being returned. A date and time has not yet been confirmed. So why it's taking so long, I don't know. I know a lot of us would think like, oh, like they would just give the car back. Like once they cleared them, why wouldn't you just give the car back? I don't know why it's taking so long, and we've asked about it several times, and we always kind of get the same answer. One thing that I can say is just from past cases that I covered, like when you look back at the Brian Koberger case and the way that they went through his car, just the way they look through cars when they're investigating. I mean, sometimes they will really tear these cars apart. I mean, take the seats out, take the steering wheel apart.
Maybe that's what they were doing. They were taking the car apart, and that's why it was taking them longer, and of course, they're not going to say that publicly. I think this is a good question. Do you guys think that we're ever really going to find out what happened? I mean, we're in day 40. Hey, does it matter to you? Not to me. How are you? Shout out to you. I don't understand why no one is searching for her. Well, I think that that's the question, because I thought, has the Cajun Navy, have they figured this situation out with that? Like, that's the question that I have. And I think it's this video where they review Sheriff Nanos' history and whatnot as well. But let me keep going on this.
Take the gear shifter off, just looking for any kind of evidence or any kind of DNA. I don't know if they did that with Annie Guthrie's car, but if they did, that would have taken time, and it would take time to put it all back together and make sure that it's all okay. So maybe that's the reason that this is taking so long, or maybe there's some other reason that we don't know about, but we do have the latest from the sheriff's office, which is that the car connected to the Nancy Guthrie investigation is set to be returned to the family soon. It is in the process of being returned. A date and time has not yet been confirmed. So process of being returned, I don't really know what that means, but we'll keep asking questions about it. And I know that's like been one of the main questions I get from you guys. So I'll keep asking about it. The other thing I want to talk about in this episode is, there's a couple things, this is something that's been weighing on me too. Like everyone's like, why is this Nancy Guthrie story still so big? And why are people so interested in it? There's so many missing people. It's just the celebrity element because of Savannah Guthrie. And yes, of course, the Savannah Guthrie celebrity element is part of it. But I've always thought it has something to do also with people connecting to this because they worry about their own parents and grandparents who are getting older and living alone. And I know that's something that I personally...
I think so too. Like, yes, there's that element of celebrity and stuff like that. But I mean, if I would be that, you know, are we going to have another JonBenet Ramsey situation where we don't really find out what exactly happened? And then we wait like, I don't know, how many years has it been since JonBenet Ramsey? And then we're getting into DNA and we still can't figure out what happened?
Have connected to this story because of, and a lot of my friends have said the same thing. And after I did my last episode about, the possibility of elder abuse and Nancy Guthrie, you can go back and look, I did that one a couple of days ago. A lot of you reached out to me and in the comments who said, you should do something where you give, get a professional to give tips about if you have older parents, like what can you do to keep them safe? Should they Uber? What kind of camera should they have? How do you keep track of the people coming in and out of their house and make sure that they're, not going to hurt them or take advantage of them in some way. So I talked to my good friend Maureen O'Connell. She's the retired FBI agent, my friend who I have on a lot. She's perfect for this because she's dealt with this with people in her family. She also now has a business where she helps people sort of sort through these issues. So I wanted to play you, and she's just real. That's the other great thing about Maureen. I mean, she's not going to just be like, oh, you should do this and blah, 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 blah.
Okay, let me stop right here because I kind of want him to go on the Nanos part. I heard that he kind of went in, not him, but that this was a point of contention. Let me see, Nanos. Let's see. Right at the transcript. Is it here? I think it's here.
I just love how real she is. I think that's why you guys like her too. Because some people you interview, it's like you don't get the real story, what they really think. And Maureen always just speaks from the heart and tells us how she really feels about things. And she was just such an amazing FBI agent before she retired. So appreciate her as always. The last thing I wanted to get to in this episode is this controversy involving the Pima County Sheriff, Chris Nanos. And there's been a lot of controversies and a lot has come up with him since all of this began. And there were a lot of controversies with him before Nancy Guthrie that I just think most of us didn't know about because we didn't know about politics in Pima County. But the latest thing to come up is there have been questions about his resume, about errors in his resume that popped up on the website, on the Pima County Sheriff's Office website. And this wasn't my reporting. This was a local newspaper called Arizona Central. That's their website. And they...
What? Pima County Sheriff's Nanos work history misrepresented on the resume? Girl, what? I heard that there was some stuff. I didn't know that there was they looked into this. Wait. Pima County, how do you misrepresent your work history? Either you worked or you didn't work. Misrepresented. Let me see if I could pull the actual article now. Misrepresented on resume. No, and the resume is very deliberate, right? Is this it? Oh, Linda. Ooh, Linda. Pima County Sheriff's amends resume following reports of misrepresented work history. So PCSD calls discrepancies clerical errors after records show Nanos resigned from El Paso PD in 1982 in lieu of termination? Huh? So Pima County Sheriffs updated their online resume after a media report that he misrepresented his work history. The Arizona Republic reported Monday that Nanos had a mixed record with the police department in his hometown of El Paso, earning recognition early on, but resigning in 1982 in lieu of being fired. That's never good. So something happened where they said, you either quit or we'll fire you. His resume originally claimed that Nanos stayed with the El Paso Police Department until 1984 when he moved to Tucson. Nanos also said that he was promoted to detective in El Paso, which was not confirmed by records obtained by the Republic. The Pima County Sheriff's Department issued a statement Tuesday that the resume was not intended to mislead or misrepresent Sheriff Nanos' work history. The scrutiny comes as Nanos draws national attention for leading the investigation into the case of Nancy Guthrie, who went missing more than 5 weeks ago. Well, what's the clerical error? If you tell, if I think that there's a difference, right? His resume originally claimed that Nano stayed with with El Paso Police Department until 1984 when he moved to Tucson. Nanos also said that he was promoted to detective in El Paso, which was not confirmed by records obtained by the Republic. The Piedmont County Sheriff's Department issued a statement. Okay, it didn't mean to mislead. So I'm confused. Hold up. His resume originally claimed Nano stayed with there and then he moved, but he was actually supposed to be. He was actually given the opportunity to quit or be fired. And then he said he was a detective at some point. That's crazy. While his publicly posted resume personally stated that he worked until 1984, records obtained by Republic show that he actually resigned in 1982 in lieu of termination following a series of disciplinary issues. Oh, wow. See, that's not a clerical issue. Where's the clerical issue there? No, 1982 is not 1984, my friends. According to internal records affair, Nano also faced 26 allegations of Nanos also faced 26 allegations over a period of 5 years in El Paso. A period of 5 years? Five years? Yeah, they made him voluntary because you don't want to. Here's the deal: is that if you work in government, okay, so they can't disclose a whole lot, right? But I mean, if there was something to be looked at, they can determine whether you resign and they're able to hire you again. Okay, that's something. A couple things that can be disclosed depending on the state. If I call, and I used to call jobs, right? If I call so and so, would you recommend for rehire? Would be one of the questions. It's either a yes or no question. If they were to reapply to that job that they previously had, would you rehire? Yes or no, right? If they're pushing them to quit, they're not going to oh no, we're good. That's great. Oh, no. No, 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 no. While his publicly posted resume previously stated that he worked until 1984, records obtained by the Republic show that he actually resigned in 1982 in lieu of the termination. Okay. 5 years of a period of 5 years in El Paso, including allegations, including alleged use, of excessive force, shots fired, off-duty gambling, off-duty gambling? Yeah, only 26. I mean, even the fact that it says off-duty, I'm like, okay, off-duty gambling, what? And making threats. The Piedmont County Sheriff's Department has characterized the inaccuracies as administrative and clerical errors. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. An administrative and clerical error is, oops, I forgot the A in Nanos. Oops, I forgot the A in your last name, Nanos. That's a clerical error. That is a oops, I forgot that you put an S, at the end of your name. I forgot that you were actually born in 1987 and not 1980 whatever. I forgot that it was a 4 and not a 7. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Those are not clerical errors. No, no. I'm not buying this bullshit. Sorry, it's the first time I read this. Nanos did not address a disciplinary history with El Paso Police Department in an email to Arizona Public Media on Tuesday afternoon. Department spokesperson Angelica Carrillo stated that there was no additional information to share beyond the initial statement. Eventually corrected the statements of Nanos, initially dismissed inquiries of his background, labeling the reporting a hit piece. Wait. So So while they're asking him about these, what they see, what they're saying clerical errors, he initially said it was a hit piece, and then when it went from hit piece to clerical errors, you can't make this shit up, sir. Sir. Despite the revisions, the department maintained that the Nanos has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to his professionalism throughout his 4-decade career as a public servant. No. Lord, have mercy.
So today is day 13 of the Nancy Guthrie investigation. What's the
No,
latest?
it's not day 13 anymore. That must have been an old video. Oh my God. Hold up. This is the hit piece right here that they're saying. There it is. Sir, the sheriff is living. He's living in the swamp, literally. You can't make this shit like. And yeah, but it's like at first it was a hit piece, and then it went from hit piece to clerical errors. You can't make this up. You can't. Not at all. So this is the original article. I guess this was released 2 days ago, right? Oh my God. I might have to get a subscription for this. I am. We'll have to get one later. Okay. Apparently, Resume posted website had said that he worked for El Paso Police Department until 1904. Records show Nanos resigned in 82 in lieu of termination from his hometown police department after a sting of disciplinary 26, by the way, 2 years earlier than he stated. That's crazy. That's just crazy. Let's go back to Enton. Now I'm kind of curious to know what they say about this right here. Is this it? Yeah.
That's their website. And they published this article that says Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos' work history misrepresented on Resume. And according to Arizona Central, they say Nanos' resume posted on the Sheriff's Department website says he worked at the El Paso Police Department until 1984. Records obtained by the Arizona Republic tell a different story. Nanos resigned.
Yeah, you know it's interesting that you say that, right? Sheriff Harvey, they working kind of here and there in conjunction. You said TMZ got bigger fish to worry about after the Aiden Ross leak. Yeah, there's just so much going on with this. There is a lot of twists, but the thing is that anybody that lies, and that's a lie, I'm sorry, that should just be public information. All of this is public information. If you were, in lieu of you being fired, you have to resign. He shouldn't even be in the position that he's at right now, just based on that.
In lieu of termination from his hometown police department in 1982, 2 years earlier than is stated on his resume, according to records provided by the El Paso Police Department. Again, this is to the Arizona Republic. His decision to step down to avoid being fired followed a long list of disciplinary issues at the department. Records show Nanos had notable successes. They say also, though, he was named Officer of the Year for saving his partner's life. He made headlines for the risky work he did. But there was a series of allegations, including insubordination, excessive force, off-duty gambling, and tardiness that caught up to him, according to the newspaper. So they did this whole expose on it. It seemed to really upset the sheriff because he sent out a whole statement to all of the media about it, which I'll read you in a second. But he also wrote back, and they included this in their article. The Republic published what it described as an email response to the questions. They basically emailed Nanos asking about these discrepancies in the resume, and then they say he wrote back, "That's your urgent request. You sure you don't want to go back to my high school and ask why I got swats from the principal?" It read, "Good luck with your hit piece." So whether this was really a hit piece.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Let me go back.
Email response to the questions. They basically emailed Nanos asking about these discrepancies in the resume, and then they say he wrote back, "That's your urgent request. You sure you don't want to go back to my high school and ask why I got swats from the principal?" It read, "Good luck with your hit piece." So whether this was really a hit piece, I don't know. I mean, look, I think Nanos is under the spotlight now because of everything going on. And I was just telling one of my buddies this the other day, the case isn't solved. It's been almost 40 days and the case isn't solved. So people are going to be critical of law enforcement. And
well, that, and also the guy has a record, right? And that's what I'm saying. When you're working in these kinds of positions, people, you're literally, they're watching your every move, and they're allowed to be critical of you. And if you lie, if you omit, this is the kind of stuff, listen, it always comes up. And it's not, you can review it as a hit piece, but is it really a hit piece if you actually lied? You're right. They don't really have integrity, just money. But I do agree that you think it's a hit piece? That the deputies are working. This is just a very hard case to solve. I don't blame you. Well, here's the question that I have for celebrities. If you're saying that this is a hit piece, right? If it's a hit piece, are the statements false? Is it a hit piece? I think for me, it's like people are. I see the argument both ways. People are finding discrepancies to a person who is supposed to be leading this investigation, and yet and still, from the very beginning, it became a shit show. There's a lot of things that I think, and he's even owned up to it, where he said we dropped this, we dropped the ball there, whatever, right? But is it a hit piece that it's coming out? Is it called a hit piece because it's coming out right now? Is it the community's at fault to a certain degree because the people that elected this person to be there didn't do their due diligence to figure out and look at his resume? People don't do that. That's the thing. It's like people don't check shit. They just kind of like go with the flow. He didn't just become problematic if this man had, I don't know how many 26 incidents in that department, and then he's got current ones where he's at right now. So how do you where do you land with that? And that's the thing, is that it's a pattern that happens. It always happens that when there's a high profile case, if you don't handle it the way that it needs to be handled in every aspect, people are going to look at everything that you're doing wrong. And of course, that's going to feel like a hit piece, but I don't know. You said anything, fire, life, and safety, integrity is incredibly important. I agree. They voted him 2 different times. So when did people decide that he was a bad person? Or his integrity wasn't in place? The resume is public information, right? Why wasn't he asked before Nancy Guthrie if he was in 1982, if he was asked to resign in lieu of termination? In lieu of termination would have been bad, because then if he goes and works to another agency, they can find out that he was fired from the previous one. Right? There's that. But at the same time, is that if that was the what they were working with, I mean, he could have taken it to court too. He could have fought that if he felt like it was wrong or whatever. I don't know. And then I rock. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. The $5. Thank you, love. I really needed this after today. Thank you. Thank you. And then I rock. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. He's a public figure, and he flopped on the reg. Oof. You think it's a hit piece? That's why they are hitting him with the truth. Clearly, Shelly's like, you know what? Yeah, it is a hit piece. They're hitting you with the truth. That's what a hit piece is, hitting hard and the drama ensues. But just because it's a hit piece doesn't mean that it's not true, right? Like, that's what I'm like. When he says that, yeah, the hit piece doesn't mean that the statements are false. Thank you. Or at least I don't think so. But it does distract from the more harsher reality that makes real crimes are hard to solve. Making Nanos look bad won't solve this. And you know what? You're right. Making this man look bad at this won't solve anything. But then if he's the one that's standing in between the situation, I don't know. Because I thought by now that the FBI would have taken over. And I don't know. Maybe the FBI doesn't feel like they need to take over. Maybe there's bigger conversations that we haven't really, we're not privy to, clearly. But you're right. You're right. It's a hit piece. Well, yes, honey, we're talking about you. Charges includes excessive force, a shot fired off. What is off-duty gambling? I didn't know you could be charged with off-duty gambling. Like, are you wearing your uniform while you're off duty? Like, you're off duty and then you're gambling? Did you go to Vegas? You decide, like, you weren't on the clock because you're off duty, but you were. I'm confused by that. Like, are you not supposed to? I don't know. That verbiage kind of threw me off a bit. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, so are officers not supposed to gamble? Do people, like, if you're in law enforcement, you're not supposed, is that like a no-no? Like, you can't gamble? Even like if you're in a place where you can? Recreationally? Yeah, like yours, are you assuming illegal gambling? But then wouldn't that be a charge though? I don't know, man. That just sounds like I don't know what the in-betweens is. He's not shooting the dice with Alex. listen. Nobody made Nanos look bad but himself. He doesn't want to look bad. He needs to keep his conduct to a higher level. Well, I'm thinking probably in uniform, right? Like off duty, but yet you're wearing a uniform. I don't know. Yeah, as opposed to on duty gambling. I'm thinking that if you're on duty gambling, you're definitely going to be in trouble. But off duty gambling? So, somebody explain that to me because I'm like, let me see if I can look this up because I am really lost. What is for officers? Maybe I should do it's El Paso. For El Paso, what is the difference between off-duty gambling versus on-duty gambling? Off-duty gambling for an officer. I'm so confused by that. How about what is that? What is that? What is the off? See what it says. It says da da da. I don't think it's gonna have an answer. Okay, here it is. For El Paso police officers, El Paso, Texas, off-duty gambling generally refers to an officer participating in illegal gambling activities while not on duty. This can violate both Texas law and department conduct policies, which is why it can lead to discipline. Okay, wait. Off-duty gambling generally refers to an officer participating in illegal gambling activities while not on duty. So you have to be on duty to participate in illegal gambling? I'm confused. So in Texas, most gambling is illegal. Okay. Got it. So in Texas, most gambling is illegal. So you got the Texas lottery, horse or greyhound race betting, charitable bingos and raffles, and certain Native American casinos. Other gamblings could be cards, sporting betting. Everyone has an equal chance to win. No one's ready the games or the tickets. Why this matters for police officers. Police departments often have professional conduct rules that go beyond the law. Okay, so officers can be disciplined if their off-duty behavior violates criminal law. All right, so there you go. So in Texas, some I guess there's gambling is illegal to certain officers of the law. That's the confusion. I was confused by that. So people can't be gambling. I didn't know that. Okay. I learned something new today. I really, really did. You said, and there's different charges for duty, for on-duty officers. The difference between an arrest and kidnapping is probable cause, but only cops can find probable cause. Yeah, and so it's a worse offense if you're on it. But in Texas, for whatever reason, this is what it is. I'm thinking like he wore a uniform and he like, I don't know, bet on some like chickens fighting or something. I just had the more you know. You never know what you learn on this channel. Literally, I just learned something that I had no idea. Okay, well, thank you.
And of the sheriff. I mean, that's just how it goes. And I think that's fair. And I think that there have been mistakes made in terms of these discrepancies. Sorry, I'm still getting over my little flu. In terms of the discrepancies with his resume, I'll let you guys judge whether that's kind of the hit piece or not. Excuse me. The sheriff responded to all this, and this is the response that we got. The Pima County Sheriff's Department recently identified 2 clerical errors in Sheriff Nanos' publicly posted resume. Both date discrepancies were administrative in nature and were not intended to mislead or misrepresent Sheriff Nanos' work history. For clarity, Sheriff Nanos served with the El Paso Police Department from 1976 to 1982. His service with El Paso.
Now, who made the clerical errors? The website or the resume? Or did he write? Who? I'm confused by this, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, was that the person that put the information on the website that made the clerical error, or the person that wrote the resume? I'm confused.
PD concluded in 1982, not 1984 as previously stated. Additionally, Sheriff Nanos was promoted to the rank of captain in 2007, not 2009, so they acknowledged the error there. These administrative errors have been corrected. The updated resume can be found, and then they give the website. They say Sheriff Nanos has dedicated more than 4 decades to law enforcement and public service. Throughout his career, he has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to professionalism, accountability, and the safety of the communities he serves. As sheriff of Pima County, he continues to lead the department with experience, integrity, and a clear focus on protecting the residents of Pima County. So that was their official response. I've been trying to get an interview with him, not about like this or really any of the criticism of him, just about I wanted an update on the case.
Oh, do you think you'll give him an interview? I mean, they had an interview. They didn't. I heard. Remember what Banfield said that they you know, that he got mad at Enton and everything?
Especially because I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be here. I mean, I don't have plans to leave right now, but I kind of wanted to try to get one more interview with him before I do leave. And I'm just kind of waiting to see if that will happen. He hasn't responded to me yet. But that's the latest with sort of these sheriff controversies. I just wanted to remind anybody watching that if you have any information about Nancy Guthrie's case, remains active. There's more than $1 million you could get. There's, of course, the $1 million Guthrie family reward. There's a $100,000 FBI reward. So call 1-800-CALL FBI. And I realize that, you know, and this is creepy to think about, but, you know, whoever did this or people who know who did this might be watching this. And other stories I've covered, people have watched my videos that were the suspects that I found out later. I mean, I've never said this before, but Brian Koberger was watching my videos and looking at my tweets. And I know that because the people who went through his cell phone sent me the screen grabs and showed me that, which really bothered me. But I guess that's just part of doing this, being a journalist. And I think since I'm really one of the last reporters here covering this, I would, and covering it every day, I would imagine that whoever did this might be watching these videos or again, someone who knows someone connected to this or whatever. So I just wanted to say again that I hope someone will come forward. You could get $1 million. And I've done episodes before. There are ways, if you're an accomplice, you can work a deal, turn someone else in. You know, you save yourself, you get the money. There are all sorts of things here. Or you could just do the right thing for that reason. And, I mean, you saw that video of Nancy Guthrie at the beginning of this episode. I mean, how could you not feel terrible about this whole situation? So I just wanted to put that out there again, talk about the reward, the number 1-800-CALL-FBI. There are ways you can stay totally anonymous. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Today is, trying to remind you guys what day it is every day. Today is Wednesday. And I'll keep you guys posted with the latest. I'm going to keep pounding the pavement here in Tucson. Appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys always for checking out the videos and subscribing.
Shout out to let me hit the like button because I like Enton. Shout out to Enton. And I still ask the same question: are we really ever going to find out what is going on? What happened? What is the issue? What is the deal? What's up? Are we going to find out what the situation? We going to solve it? What is going on? It just seems like, Jesus, it's been a couple days. You think we would have heard something. But, you know, I do think that Enton's not going to be there for too long. Like, he's literally been, 40? Yeah, like this would be day 40. And he kind of got there, I want to say maybe a day or two after everything was going down. Like, it's just so crazy that it's been this long and no information, nothing. Like, where are we at? Where are we at? And then you keep hearing people say, well, they're working, they got leads. And it's like, but why is it taking this long? What is going on? And then one day we'll hear like information about, well, internet jammers, Wi-Fi jammers, these things and whatnot. And it's like, okay, what do we make of that? Anyways, let's move on. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Okay, so let's talk about, oh man. Let's talk about the 90-day fiance situation that's been picking up, y'all. It's been picking up. I am waiting. I'm telling you, we're gonna get the bigger entities talk about this situation. And I don't know if this is the attention that they necessarily wanted, but they are talking to media. It sounds like exclusively, and yeah. Quick little update. So, um, well, just a little refresher, not update, but Leida, her 5-week-old baby died. There's a report that came out that basically said from CPS that basically said that the medical examiner's office concluded that the baby's death was non-accidental. We don't have a whole lot of details other than that. It's literally been an ongoing thing. There's been messages that had been leaked where I guess Leida had talked about after the death of this baby, of the baby girl, getting back with Eric and I guess having another baby and maybe this time a boy. And this time a boy. I mean, what do y'all think? Give me 1 second. Here you go. All right. Go play Mama Bear. Thank you. Baby buddy just got home. You said they're getting money allegedly. I think that, I mean, if you're speaking directly to TMZ pays for stories, right? So there is that. Future baby plans, yeah. Let's get into this article that just dropped yesterday. 90 Day Fiance, Eric and Leida, future baby plans unclear. After baby Elise death, Eric says he and his wife, Leida, are taking things one day at a time after the heartbreaking death of their baby daughter, and they're not rushing into any big family decisions. The 90 Day Fiance star tells us it comes to whether they'll try for another child. They haven't made the call yet. The couple lost their daughter, Elise, in July 2025 after she was taken off life support, and Eric says they're still grieving. Oh, man. As we previously reported, Eric is also fighting back against medical examiner's ruling that labeled Elise's death non-accidental. He claimed he and Leida have hired a private medical examiner to review the autopsy and claims their expert believes the original exam was poorly performed. Well, I think I'd believe a direct statement from that expert before I believe them. That's just my opinion. Eric claims the key steps were allegedly skipped, and the report failed to clearly determine the age of the fractured reference in the investigation. He adds that their expert believes one injury could have occurred during Elisa's C-section birth, about 5 weeks before her death. I don't know if I believe that. I've seen messages that have been leaked that say something to the contrary, but I say allegedly because they were conducted under a spoof number. So the validity of a lot of the information that has been disclosed, especially with like third-party spoof numbers, you have to kind of verify that because that's going to be a point of contention. I mean, that's going to be, I just, like I said, I take information that I see out there as, with the grain. And I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I just think that if you can't verify a number, and if a number was spoofed to have these people say things that, could be viewed, them committing a crime, how would a courtroom view that? How would a prosecutor, how would a defense view that as far as evidence? They have to be able to collect the metadata. They have to be able to collect all that information and validate it. Ensure that they were actually talking to this individual. Ensure that the spoof number, I mean, it's a lot in between. He also claims a rib fracture noted in the report may have happened during CPR efforts. I was doing some reading about this. Even though this does happen where rib fractures happen, there's a method that they use to do CPR, right? Give me 1 second, y'all. There's a method that they use to do CPR so that the baby's ribs aren't broken. So you don't hurt the baby. So the way in which you would do CPR, sorry guys, I'm opening this. Here you go. The way that you do CPR, it varies differently from like little babies to children to adults and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, Maria. It's like people are taking, yeah, and Maria, I don't say that name, the other name there. Please don't. I just don't. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Sly, for saying this. Yeah, I don't say that other name over here. Use a different code or something. I just don't be promoting that person over here because it's like the bad juju. Eric replied to spoof messages. What I'm saying is like I heard that people were taking the spoofs messages as like evidence, and they're not. Like the spoof message thing is something that they could fight against. There's so much that has to go in between that. So kind of crazy to, do all that because you don't even know what that's going to look like in a courtroom. If you truly want justice for this baby, you probably don't want to be setting situations up so that these people can so things can go your way versus allowing things to be natural. Yeah, it's like bad evidence, Kuja. I'm look it up. I'm just saying, like, look up the nuances of that. But you're right. Thank you, Sly, for saying this. 2 fingers, compressions, pointer, middle finger. You're right. So I don't know. When I was reading this, I read some cases where apparently they do CPR differently for a baby so that there's no injury to the ribs and stuff like that. It's a little bit different. So yeah, you just use your 2 thumbs. That's right. Absolutely. Okay. So again, so I don't believe this statement right here. We broke the story. Eric avoided jail in his operating under the influence case amid his fight over his late child's autopsy. Court documents show he pled no contest with 2 other charges were dismissed, and he was ordered to pay a fine of $968. Now, I will say this. I think that they had court yesterday. Leida did on her other charges and situations. I'm in the process. I'm going to be ordering some documents and stuff like that. If somebody already has them, hit me up on my email. That would be amazing. Of course, if you're a blogger and you're reviewing them and you have those documents, I'll definitely shout you out and, for sharing that information with me. That way I don't have to go and order them, and do multiple things at the same time. So yeah, you said that's why it's been changed years ago. That's right, Sly. You're right. So that's why when I was reading this, I said, I don't think that that's how you do CPR, but have ribs, ribs been fractured before? Yes, but yeah. You said even knowing it's real, it won't be admissible. That's what I'm saying is like, even that, it's just like, I know that it's a point of people like, what do they say? This is the evidence. This is it. And it was spoof. And I'm like, that doesn't really do a whole lot if, depending on what Wisconsin does. Spoofing, let me see if I can pull spoofing as evidence. And they're in Wisconsin court. Criminal case. Let's just say criminal case. Let's see what it says. See what we can bring up. You can be charged for spoofing for the purposes of identity theft. I just don't know if you spoof somebody to get them to admit to something, if that's going to work in your favor. If you, that's a good question. If you spoof, hold on. I don't think it's going to work in your favor at all to do any of that. Yeah, I could have. Oh, shit. Okay. So I hear, let's see. Impersonation, false impersonating someone, engaging in activity as a private citizen is likely illegal under Wisconsin spoofing and impersonation laws, even for law enforcement. Using deception in a way that coerces a confession through threats or a promise of leniency could lead to a confession being deemed inadmissible in court. So, I mean, and I think that that's if law enforcement uses that method. But spoofing, having a spoof number to make somebody tell you something, I don't think it's a confession. At least, it can make us think that, yeah, we have enough and this person did this. I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is that it doesn't work in as far as substantiating a crime or a charge for a person, if that makes sense. Infant's chest, in your strength, push your infant chest down by 1/3 of its depth and at a fast pace, by around 100 to 120 compressions. Yep. Per minute. Repeat this 30 times. December 1924. Thank you. So there's been, Sly, thank you for pointing this out. There's been changes, right? You said it's not uncommon for parents to be falsely accused of an infant's death, but Leida has a history of multiple crimes, including manslaughter and animal cruelty. Yeah, I mean, there's a pattern of behavior from this person. And I mean, unfortunately, wherever you guys land, I'm not, there is a pattern of behavior. She has been charged with situations, more relevant this animal, right? And then whatever her plea was, it doesn't, I mean, it is what it is what has happened. And you're right. There are people that do get wrongfully convicted. However this goes, though, I personally, I mean, they are going to be charged. They are. I don't think this is something that's like, they're just going to let go. It just hasn't happened, guys. Like, it takes time to build a case, and we don't even know the little. I mean, even the CPS report told you that they're investigating this criminally. They're criminally investigating this criminal investigation. It does not mean it's not going to happen just because, Eric's over here. He's got TMZ and he's able to spin the story. That's got nothing to do with that. You say whatever the hell you want. You will be criminally charged if they find that you did this to this baby. That's going to happen. It just takes time. James, thank you so much for this super sticker documents. Thank you, James. I appreciate it. Thank you. You know it. Yes, compressions. Thank you. Yeah. So I don't ever want to know this. I could do it, but I don't ever want to have to do it, especially on a baby, but it's always good to know like how to do compressions. But yeah, I mean, and if they did chest compressions, I'm assuming it came from a EMT person or whoever. It's a medical staff that did this, right? So it's not somebody who wouldn't have not have been trained in this. And typically you're trained about how to deal with a baby that's only 5 weeks old and giving this baby chest compressions. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Yeah, it is hard to do on a baby. And I've seen it done when this baby was really sick and the baby was choking on its own buildup. And then you had to do, they had to suck all that in because, the baby, those lungs, when a baby gets sick that early, they don't have the capacity to get rid of any, mucus buildup and stuff like that. And you're right. It's very easy for a baby to choke. I've seen it done. Like a baby was turning purple and they were working on this baby. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing to see, but it does happen. I mean, ultimately, I think that, we just want the truth, right? And people can spin the truth. They can go on the TMZs and the whatever, and that's fine. But this is a little bit of this gonna be a fight for sure for these two. It really is, and maybe this is why they're sticking with each other at this point to support each other. They got to do what they got to do. Same here. CPR classes normally are free, if I recall correctly, to be educated for both babies and adults. Good to know. Just never know when needed. Right? I hate that. Yeah. He said, my daughter had RSV at 9 weeks and it was so scary. It's scary. RSV is scary. Like, I'm so sorry. It's a scare, especially a lot of babies die from this too. So yeah, I completely understand. You said, what's that saying? If someone shows you who they are, believe them. She has shown how god awful she is. And like I said, a lot of people, because a lot of my subscribers, they aren't like privy to a lot of the 90-day stuff. And you're right, Ashley. Like, she has made a lot of appearances here in the 90-day community. There's a lot of people that I'm not necessarily a fan of. But I could say, that I'm like, all right, well, I've noticed that they have changed behavior, or, they're really dedicated to bringing justice to this baby. I'm here for it. You know what I mean? And I could put whatever differences I have aside for that. However, there's some things that I just, in that community, that I will never forgive. I will never forgive. No. And I will never overlook, because there's been a lot of things in that community that I'm like, y'all. But that's just my thought. Thank you, Clearly Shelly, for stopping by. All right, guys. Well, I gotta go, because I gotta go and tend to baby bunny. I really want to thank everybody that supported today. Thank you guys so much. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. My goodness, you don't have to support, and you do. So thank you. Hit the like button, please, and thank you. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Yeah. Bye, guys. Bye. 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 Bye.